Welcome back to the vlog and welcome here to Goroka. We're going down to the coast this morning, down to Madang. Just a 25-minute flight to pick up a medical patient. So let's go ahead and get started. Igniter's on, fuel pump on. Our fuel on and low start. First start of the day, everything comes up a little slower as far as like oil pressure and stuff. Watch my NG, make sure it's continuing past 30-35%. Look at the ITT and watch the rate going up, 570. Yeah, it's just a 25-minute flight. I'm just picking up one person, so on the way down I'll explain, because I know a lot of you guys are wondering, you're always flying by yourself and you don't have passengers. How much money are you guys losing? So we'll cover that on the way down. Generator on, prop forward or V2 track on. Wait for amp to go back down, our alternator, and then our auxiliary bus, which runs all of our environmental stuff for like all of our fans and stuff. Caps and selectors, our controls I just did. Our systems and TOS, we'll go down at 11,000 this morning, and we're going to go down a different way. I normally go down through the Bennett Gap. I'm going to take you a different way today though. We're 5,500 pounds, so we'll rotate at 55 and 64 if we had to come back in. It's foggy today, so I doubt that will happen. Switches and instruments are all set up, all our T's and P's, our temperatures and pressures are all in the green. Flaps are set, our trims are set. Goroka Tower, good morning. November Tango Kilo, request taxi Madang 1 POB.
November Kilo, Goroka Tower, morning to Ryan. Taxi to runway 17 left and 10 backtrack can line up. 17 right is available. Wind light and feeble, KNH 1020, temperature 18, time 12.
Morning Roland, 1020, clear the backtrack and line up. 17 left will be fine today.
November Tango Kilo.
Left and right, do our governor check as we're coming onto the runway. Straight ahead, that gap that you see up there underneath the clouds, it's actually a really, really nice day above this little cloud layer here, but it's only maybe a couple hundred feet high or so. But yeah, it's going to be a really beautiful flight down to Madang once we get above this fog layer. Alright, if we're not 50 knots by our taxiway, then we'll go ahead and abort on the runway. Otherwise, after takeoff, we'll pitch for 85, consider EPL, consider feather. 80 full flaps, cut off, pull off, shut off, emergencies, masters, and crack my door. November Tango Kilo, ready for departure on lineup.
November Tango Kilo, 17 left, make left turn, clear for takeoff.
17 left, I'm going to be heading out the Goroka Gap today, so requesting a right turn, clear for takeoff.
November Tango Kilo, as required, cancel left turn, make right turn.
Make right turn, November Tango Kilo. Ignition, condition, flaps 20, fuel and harnesses. And we're cleared for takeoff. 20 degrees, so 1390 for 1440. Work is set. Airspeed's alive, there's 50 continuing. And we'll rotate. And we'll just pitch on over just a tiny bit so we keep our speed up as we go through the fog. And already starting to break out a little bit. I can already feel it as it gets brighter in here. There we go. This is the best part of every early morning departure, right there. Oh, that's awesome. All right, let's get on our right-hand turn up to the Goroka Gap, which is around 9,000 feet. We'll climb up there. And actually, I'd like to go right over top of Mount Otto, which is 11,000. I filed for 11,000. that's the high mountain right here. I've actually never flown directly over the top of it, so let's do that today, just as something unique for myself. It's nice to keep things unique and fresh. Croak Tower, November Tango Kilo, departed time 15. We'll be tracking 019er on climb 1000, estimating Madang 40.
November 10 Kilo, Ryan, and confirm that'll be amended level 1000.
Affirmative, amended 1000, November Kilo. Apparently I did.
November 10 Kilo, thanks, 1000. Contact Madang, primary VHF 120.1, second HF 341 or 6538 with group ECAP.
1201, 3419er, 6538, and the group cap, November Kilo. Apparently, oh, you know what I did is I had it preset. Anyways, I filed for 9, should have filed for 11. Well, I don't know if you can see it over here. That is the Mount Otto. There's a couple towers up there for, I believe, cell phone towers. We will see. So let's go ahead and pitch for our 99 knots. That's going to be our best rate. We'll get the maximum amount of altitude in the shortest amount of time. Flip our landing light off. Engine inlet back to normal, and our igniter's turned off. We'll make sure we're right as close as we can to 720. Our props at 200 or 2000. There we go. And that's going to get us our best climb for keeping us within our own SOPs. Yeah, I know you can go at 740 for the climb. I think actually that's what the Kodiak book says, but we fly with 720 and then with a max ITT of 700 as we're cruising around. So I wanted to share a little bit about finances with how we fly. I mean, the majority of the people we fly for are missionaries here in Papua New Guinea. We also fly cargo flights, we fly coffee, we fly medical flights, and that's what this one is here, is we're going down to pick up somebody for a medical flight to bring them up here to Goroka. And it's only one person, so you're thinking, well, who's paying for all of this flying to go down there empty, come back with one person essentially more or less empty? So we subsidize a lot of our flying for our missionaries to keep it really, really cost effective for them. And because we're not paying our own staff, except for like our the local people that work for us, like the loaders and the washers and things like that, but for like all of our pilots, our mechanics, they're not employed through the money that we make flying here. We are, I guess, employed from individuals and churches and people back in our home country to support us or sponsor us, more or less, to be able to do this job. So that's how I get paid, is I have sponsors or people back in the States or actually around the world now that are sponsoring me or supporting me to be able to do this job. So it really cuts the cost down. So basically it's just our operating costs that we pay for to be able to fly for this. So to give you an idea, let's just say, okay, so down to Madang is 25 minutes. That's 200 feet to go to 11,000. It's 25 minutes down there. So we have a minimum loading fee for our missionaries. So basically, they have to pay for 530 kgs, regardless if they filled the plane with that much or not. And that doesn't cover our costs. That's about half of our costs, probably, if somewhere around that, maybe not even that. So basically, let's just say it's not $1, but to make my math easy, let's say it's $1 per kg to fly something back and forth to Madang. So essentially, this person is now going to pay $530 for his flight ticket up here. So yeah, we're losing a lot of money on this particular flight, but we make it up through commercial and stuff, like flying coffee and other things like that. All right, well, this is the top of Mount Otto here. I've actually never flown up here before, which is pretty crazy. Well, we're up here, our speed's up. We'll pull our torque on back to 1250 and fly on by. I know he's up here now today, but he's got some cell phone towers. or something. HF repeaters, who knows what those things are. Maybe if you guys know, you can explain.
500.
Very cool. They have helicopters that come up here and land up here. All right, man, beautiful day. Love it. It's nice and cloudy down in Madang. I was expecting it to be clear, so gonna go down through a layer. I doubt it's gonna be shooting any approaches today, but still, man, look at that view. Orsby 1201, November Tango Kilo transfer.
Good morning, guys.
Reading is strength 1, morning, November Tango Kilo 11000 overhead, Mount Otto. Estimating Madang time 37.
November Tango Kilo,
1011, and please say again last on an unreadable.
November Tango Kilo, area QNH 1011.
1011, now reading strength 4.
November Tango Kilo, just estimate Madang.
Estimate Madang time 39er, November Tango Kilo.
November Tango Kilo.
See if ATIS is working today. It wasn't last time I was going in there. It does not appear to be working again today. ATIS is 127.8, yep. It's the one nice thing about, well, not one nice thing, but one of the nice things about the 4Flight app is it will actually alert you and actually put up on the screen the ATIS as you're going into places that do have ATIS, even here in Papua New Guinea. So that's pretty cool, I think. We're already at 11,000. I'm going to go ahead and put in my descent profile into the G1000. But we're going to put in 1,000 feet per pattern altitude, come on down here, and we'll come on down at like 900 feet per minute. So it puts a top of descent mark right there. And as if you scroll out onto the main screen, we're coming up to it already here in another probably 3 minutes. Because there is a cloud layer right here, let me show you, as we come in here, let me bring up oops. We've got our procedures, our arrival, and we are coming in from the Wilhelm arrival. So my inbound track is going to be 020, and that falls within this 355 and 062 range right here. So
November Kilo, contact tower 118.125 miles, Madang.
118.125 miles, Madang, November Tango Kilo. So at 40 miles, which right now I'm at 36 miles, once I get to 35, I can go down to 7,800 feet. So I'm almost at my top of descent. We'll just wait till we get there to start, but that means I can basically, between 25 miles and 35 miles, I have to be no lower than 7,800 feet. Now, it would be nice if we could check the ATIS down there, but I did check the weather earlier this morning, and it was saying that it's going to be beautiful. You can see very hintly there's a mountain way out there. That's actually an island, and if I'm seeing the tops of that, which is not very high, I'm guessing by the time I get to the coastline that it's actually going to be a really, really nice day in Madang.
Vertical track.
That's Betty. Let me know it's time to go down. We said 900 feet. I'm going to put it around 700 feet on my autopilot at first. While that's getting going, I'll turn my selector all the way down here. Let's turn it to 7,800 first. And this is what I would do if it was, if I'm going through cloud layers, I keep it at whatever layer I need to go through until I've reached those things. In case I'm not paying attention and I forget, that way I'm leveling off at least that altitude, and then once it's leveling off, oh yeah, I'm supposed to continue on down. So we'll keep it at 7,800 feet for the time being until we get closer than 25 nautical miles, which is where we call tower. And then I'll adjust it down to, I think, 5,300 maybe? 5,300 feet. Out of any view flying, mountains, ocean, everything that we get to do here in Papua New Guinea, we get a lot. This right here is my favorite view. Flying above the clouds, beautiful blue skies above, gloomy underneath. It doesn't get much better than that. Madang Tower, good morning, November Tango Kilo.
November Tango Kilo, Madang Tower, good morning.
November Tango Kilo, 25 miles to the south, passing 8,700. Your circuit 37 and ATIS is unavailable this morning. It's down to 5,300 now.
November Tango Kilo, surface conditions Madang, runway 25. Wind is 270 degrees, approximately 03 knots. QNH 1013. Temperature dew point not available. Cloud, view at 1,000 feet. View at 2,000 feet. Visibility okay.
Copy all November Tango Kilo 1011. Or correction 1003. November Kilo. Right, 1003. We'll throw that up on our secondary as well.
November Tango Kilo, QNH is 1013.
1013, November Kilo. That sounds more like reasonable a number. I was like, wow, that is really low. And that's why you're supposed to repeat.
November Tango Kilo, join circuit left downwind runway 25.
Join circuit left downwind runway 25, November Tango Kilo. So we're under the 25 nautical miles now. Between the 15 and 25, so we go down to 5,300 feet, and then once we reach the 15, then we'll go on down. So it has this little blue arc right here, and that shows me where I'm going to get to that altitude. So if I wanted to just quickly see if I'm going to get to my altitude by the time I get there, I run it down to 1,000 here, and then it shows me an arc, and it's just a little bit past Madang at this time. So I'm going to increase to 1,000 feet per minute to bring that mark back. Then I'm going to turn my altitude back up here to 5,300 until I get down to 15 miles. I can go 4,800. This right here also, I love this. Right as you're like going down, it's like so ominous looking as you're just about to punch right through a cloud at 165 knots. Now we're 15 miles. We'll turn our thing down to 4,800 feet. Also, I quickly run it down to 1,000 just to see. Yep, I'm right where I want to be now, so right back up onto 4,800. Once I get within 10 nautical miles, I can go down to 2,000 for my MDA, which is a minimum descent altitude. Which keeps me above any of these mountains out here, basically. 4 minutes out, selectors are good, our TAWs will enable, because we are IMC, our VREF. We're empty today, so it's going to be the same, 5,300 pounds, 5,400, so 63 knots at the slowest. Lights and inlet, we'll throw those on. We'll do inlet when we slow down a bit. We're going a bit fast to put an inlet, because it can, the extra speed, it can actually bend the actuator rods that do the bypass. We've bent them before, so that's why we keep it below 140 to do that. We need to go around, power up 20 degrees, pitch for 73, maneuvers required, reset ITT to 740. Looks like another 500 feet. There's 10 miles, we'll go on down to 2,000 feet now, and then increase our vertical speed back up to 1,000. This is actually a treat. I'm actually happy that there's clouds today, because I don't ever feel like I get any IMC time here, because it's always beautiful weather, it seems. So yeah, this is actually really cool that, oh, there we are. I can start seeing the ground a little bit. So 4,300 feet. And like I said, you can already see Madang. It's beautiful up there, as always. I've only had like 2 days ever, maybe 3 days. 3 days ever where I've actually had to shoot an approach into Madang. I had one like 2 months ago where I had 2 flights down here, and both flights were all the way to minimums before I actually saw it. Now that we are VFR, or visual I should say, we'll bring our thing down to 1,000 feet for our pattern altitude, 6 miles out. We'll enter into a left downwind for runway 25, over the water and come back in. Really beautiful approach. There it is straight ahead. I'm going to break off now and start entering into my left downwind. Start reducing my power, push my prop forward, help slow us down. November Tango Kilo joining left downwind runway 25.
November Tango Kilo.
Airways under 140, we'll do engine inlet to bypass. Prop and harness is complete. 10 degrees of flaps. I'm just following along the coast just so I'm not flying over. I am kind of far out. I'm still like 2 miles away from the airstrip or airport. I'm just flying along the coast just so I'm not flying over top of the town. Just for noise and everything. There's a beam in the numbers, 20 degrees of flaps. 163 on final, so we'll start slowing to 73 on base. I'd like to fly this exact little flight I just flew, check out Mount Otto on Microsoft Flight Sim or X-Plane or whatever. If I can remember, I'll leave the details down below to my Patreon page, but I'll do this like a free one for anybody just to try it out, try out some flights here in Papua New Guinea.
November Tango Kilo, runway 25, clear to land.
Go to land 25 November Tango Kilo. That way you guys can start experiencing PNG for yourself a little bit. Base 700. I like to lose 300 feet, turn base, lose another 200 feet, and then I'm right at 500 feet. I'm slowing to 73 knots. As I'm empty, I'm gonna have to pull my torque way back to like 300 or even under to help slow down because the pitch attitude is gonna be quite a bit more. Slow down to 73 knots in the Kodiak. Alright, there's 73, add a little bit of power, and then just adjust my pitch so that it stays right there. Full flaps, we've been cleared to land in full flaps checklist.
500.
There's 500. I'm slowing to 63 knots, so pulling the power out just a tiny bit. Reset my pitch up a little bit just to help slow me down. Once it starts getting settling in, then I'm just going to adjust my pitch to keep that and then adjust my power to keep on glide slope. I feel like I'm getting a little bit low right here though. So we'll try to land around the 500-foot marker. I'm empty so we can stop really easily today, so. Doing a lot of work as you can see at the end of the other end of the runway too. Out, Hawk. There you go. Thanks for coming along on that flight. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. And leave a comment down below if you didn't. Welcome to Madang. Looks like my passenger just arrived. Perfect timing. For shutdown, got my ending fuel, Hobbs time, off my blowers, all my lights, all my other switches. See you guys next time.